Hi, today I've got Sheryl with me. Sheryl, we went through your life plan this past July. It doesn't seem that terribly long ago, but it's already been 6 months
I
ago.
know.
But thanks for being with us. I just want you to share with whoever's listening what prompted you to go through the process, what questions you were asking yourself, why you chose to spend 2 days, other than getting to hang out with me.
Well, that was the best reason.
Yeah, why
that
you
was the
chose
best reason.
2 days to go through the process.
Well, I am at a place in my life where my kids are almost out of the nest. And
That's also known as getting older.
No, I had my children when I was quite young. So, well, yeah. Anyway, thanks for throwing that in.
Yes, no problem.
My kids are, getting more independent. They're independent, going to be in college, both of them. And I had, when they were little, I quit my job and kind of quit my career and kind of put all that to the side, which I'm thankful I did, to really focus on them and be a mom and all that stuff. And not that I hadn't been working over those years, but really now that they're going to be gone, there was just really that question mark of, okay, now what? Now what for me? What do I want to do? Do I want to go back into that same career that I was in? And if I did, how would that look? Or maybe I should do something different or what? So I was just really struggling with what that next 20 years of my life looks like. And so this just seemed like a really good opportunity to, based on my life experience up to this time, what's the next step,
Really looking at what's next.
What's next?
As you enter this
Yes.
new season with unlimited
with unlimited time.
unlimited possibilities.
Yeah, unlimited possibilities. There you go.
With not as much time. And you've made a pretty big change.
I have.
Because of this.
I have.
Tell
Yeah.
us.
So one of the things that I've always thought about doing is getting my master's. And I just always kind of struggled with what would I get my master's in and would it really be worth it? And so just going through this process really gave me clarity that pursuing a master's in business administration would really allow me opportunities. Just, I don't know, everybody says, well, what are you going to do with it? And I don't have a specific plan, but just going through this process kind of gave me some different options. And by pursuing my MBA and getting that done, which I'll be done in December of 2017, just gives me opportunity, whether I want to stay in my current job or pursue something else. So that this is a good time for me just to go ahead and do that. And then it'll be interesting to see where God takes that as far as how I use it exactly. But definitely doing the life plan prompted me into that. I think otherwise it just kind of would have been one of those things I always wanted to do, but didn't really have the nudge to do. And so, yeah, I'm excited.
So when you're up late at night studying, you're having unpleasant thoughts about me.
Yes.
That's all.
That's all. No, I'm not. I mean, really, I'm very, very thankful because I think this is something that I don't know if I ever would have done independently, but doing the plan allowed me to really see, okay, this is, if I want to do this kind of a job, this additional education is going to be really valuable to pursuing that. And if I choose to do none of those jobs, it's still just that satisfaction of that was something I wanted to do and I'm doing it for me. And, after investing years focusing on everybody else, which again, I'm so glad I did and I would not trade that for anything. It's kind of nice just to be able to do something because it's good for me and I want to do it.
And you've done what I probably wouldn't recommend to most people, in that you've just added the MBA without taking some things away from your life. I mean, you didn't lessen your workload.
I did a little, a couple hours a day I took out. But yeah.
How's it gone?
Good. I mean, we're getting into a habit. Like I was telling you, the first few weeks were kind of hard. just to kind of get in that schedule and learning how to study again. But now I'm really into a routine, and my family's schedule is such that it's me studying at night does not impact them really at all. And I've learned that really I have to stop studying by 9 o'clock or I can't sleep. So that really helps because I know I have X amount of time and I just have to do it. I just have to get my stuff done and do it the best I can. I think that was also really good. When I first started, I'm a little bit of an overachiever. And so it was difficult to know when to stop, because if, this much was good, then if I double that, that would even be better. And so for me, just to say, no, this much is good and I need to stop there. And that needs to be, 2 references are good. The professor wants 2 references. I don't need to have 5 references. 2 will be okay. And so just some of that I think has been really helpful for me as well, just to be okay.
To accept your 98% instead of 102.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And now I am a little bit driven for a 4.0 because,
that's who you are.
That's kind of who I am. But if I don't get a 4.0, the world will not come to an end. It will be okay.
You mentioned, that's who you are. A big part of the LifePlan process is looking at perspective, what God's done in you and through you, and a better understanding of who you are.
Right.
What insights did you glean about yourself over those couple days? Or maybe there aren't new insights, but just reminders to you on who you are.
Well, I think I was really, it was interesting kind of looking at the driver comfort zones. I'm looking at my notes here to remember the exact titles, otherwise I wouldn't.
Yes.
But, just breaking down kind of what are my values, what are my comfort zones, what type of personality, am I somebody who is really detail oriented, or am I more big picture? How does that all tie together? And I think just those things, again, especially because I hadn't been focused so much on career and work and those kinds of things, I think this was a really good education for me, just to remind myself, okay, what do I really care about? And what are my talents? How am I using those? And whether it's in your career or as a mom or in volunteer work or whatever, to really have a good understanding of how God created your heart and how those life experiences have molded that and how that's changed you. I mean, we don't live in a bubble, so everything that you have experienced in the past contribute to who you are today. And so just how does that all fold together, and keeping in mind those attributes, those things, the way that God has molded my heart, what am I really going to be satisfied doing in moving forward, and where's the best fit for me? So I don't know. It was just interesting. Yeah. I had a lot of aha moments and just going, oh, and maybe not completely new, but just the way, and you're really good at me just rambling on. And then when I take a breath, you picking out those key words that kind of pull it together, that I wouldn't, had you said choose 10 words about yourself, I wouldn't have been able to come up with 10 words. But by you listening to me, you could kind of see the words that I repeated. Yeah.
See patterns. And
yeah.
I know your mission statement we wrote was that you exist to contribute to others through problem solving, helping them accomplish their goals. Do you feel that describes you well?
It does. Yes. I don't know how well I do it. But yes, I think, yeah.
It's a good
it is.
fit.
It's a good fit. It's a good fit. And I think it probably just depends on who, one of the things, like with my daughter, who's a junior in college, it's really fun, and she's at the point, and it's great because she'll ask me questions, and I just I'm not solving the problem for her, but we're just kind of talking it through and helping her figure it out, which I love that. So I don't know if I do that with everybody, but she's patient enough and our brains are kind of alike, so we can kind of talk through stuff, and it's fun to watch her figure it out, but knowing she can, come to me and bounce ideas off, and we can talk through stuff.
Good, good. As I said, we went through yours last July.
Mm-hmm.
How do you foresee utilizing your life plan moving forward? Ideally, it's something that you don't just, hey, it was a great 2 days. And
Right.
I put it on my shelf, never to look at it. But how do you foresee using that moving ahead?
Well, I think this time of year it's a little bit slower, so that's one of the things that I'd like to do, and actually I'm hoping to do it this weekend. I've got it on my calendar for Sunday, is just kind of go through it again and look at it, where kind of reevaluate where I'm at and with some of the goals that we had set, and where am I making progress, what needs to change, what's realistic. Like one of the things that I had on here was like journaling and kind of doing some of that, and I haven't, mainly just because I haven't really had time, which I hate when people say that. I would have time if I really wanted to, but that's just kind of a struggle for me to start that, and so maybe that's not a realistic expectation for me. Maybe I need to do something else in place of that, something that's more realistic. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I mean, I think it's good. I have used some of the tools, some of the steps that we use, like when you're some of the problem solving tools, mm-hmm. What's really a priority for me, where's that going to fit in, some of those tools I've used and shared with Hannah, my daughter, and so I think continuing to do that and just kind of implementing that into my life, but also just looking at, there's a couple, just getting healthy physically. I'm working on that, and just kind of keeping that in the back of my mind that this is a goal that I want to set. It's not just, it's beyond just because. There's reasons that I want to do it, and so remembering what those are.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to somebody considering going through this process? Why should they spend 2 days of their life?
Well, besides the fact that I get to hang out with you.
Besides the fact.
Well, I will tell you, I think can be a little intimidating because it's kind of scary. Like, what if I don't have the right answers? And I'm kind of one of those people. What if I don't have the right answers? But like you told me before I started, well, you can't have the wrong answers because it's your life. So that's comforting. I can't have the wrong answers. That's good for me. But also I think I really think every person at some point in their life should do this. Whether part of me wants to say maybe when you're in your 20s to do it because it'll kind of help you. But whatever stage you're at, I think just to become more in tune for how God created you and the situations in your life that have molded who you are and how you respond to things. I think everybody can benefit from that. And, some people will probably have, come away going, oh my gosh, I've been in the wrong job for 20 years. I need to completely switch jobs. And some people may just be like, no, this is a confirmation. This is right where I'm supposed to be. But I think either extreme that you're at, which probably most people aren't at an extreme, I would guess. They're probably more in the middle. But just that confirmation of, this is good. This is what I'm doing well. This is good. I need to continue to do that. And here's areas of my life that I can improve or I want to improve in. And here's how to do it. And I think, who wouldn't benefit from that?
And just a deeper understanding of who you are.
Yes, absolutely.
I took a daughter through the process, and she interviewed for a job and said I could, with confidence in this interview, say who I am because of an understanding of going through this.
Right.
But, hey, thanks for your time.
Sure.
I appreciate that. If you're listening and would like more information about the process, check out my website. There's all sorts of stuff out there. Feel free to contact me, and I'd love to talk to you about it.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks.